Hey guys, how are you? I just kind of wanted to talk today about reality, what this kind of all actually is, about old paradigms melting away, and just kind of some of my experiences with energy, spirit, the galactics, and whatnot. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some of the usual reminders that I often talk about. Um, energy plays as we allow it. The only truth is love, right? There is no evil, there is no bad. Um, you don't actually even need protection. You're only projecting out your own illusions in order to face them so you can heal what you need to heal in order to keep ascending, melt away your illusions, blocks, resistance, all that stuff. So, that being said, I've had a few people over the past few months ask me several questions, and I kind of want to address a few things that they had asked. Speaking of that, so someone had asked if this is all illusion, and I did answer this. I have answered this, but I would just want to kind of readdress it again. Someone had asked if this is all illusion. Why do we have to go through all of this? And matter is dense energy, right? They're confirming matter is dense energy though, right? And if it's just illusion, why should we even care then and just not worry about it and just not try and help and everything? So it's not that we have to go through anything, we choose to go through it. What basically happened is we are God, had the thought, we don't actually think, like who we truly are, like where Erik, Archangel Uriel, all of us back home, it's true telepathy. You don't have like a back and forth. There's not even sentences that go through consciousness. It's just words. If you're going to have words, it's like connection, love, together, unity. And even then, it's not even, they don't even need to utilize words, right? It's just, you already just know. You just know already. There's no need for exchange. So we, God, had the thought of what would happen if we went into the illusion of separation. What would happen if we went into chaos and separation? Because, and why did we think that? Because we wanted to experience what we are, which is love. Love, light, love. And how can you experience what you already are if that's all there is? And so immediately we went bang, and we immediately made illusion and all the tools we need within illusion. So the illusion tools of ego and judgment, and then there's and darkness, which again isn't bad. It's only bad if we choose to play it that way, right? So it's all illusion. And what's happening is our true selves are here as the silent observer, within, always within love, compassion, always giving actions of love, always speaking words of love, always within love. And there's this part of us that's within amnesia that's navigating this illusion that we projected our piece of our consciousness into. And that piece of consciousness is always love, and it's just under amnesia right now. And it's choosing to, we haven't been realizing, but now we're becoming aware that we are choosing these thoughts and emotions that pass by, and we grab onto them and we own them as ours. And that influences what we're seeing around us and experiencing around us and feeling around us. So once you're aware of the fact that you're choosing your thoughts and feelings, you have balance in your emotions and you have control of your mind, you're able to control your reality. You start to learn how to not indulge within illusion and project that out, and instead you indulge in truth and project that out. Emotions are the architects and thoughts are the construction workers, right? Emotions are data and they ping us to our thoughts. And so an example that was more than obvious that I make my reality around me, well, oftentimes it's quiet, and then the moment I have a thought of the people above me making a noise, there'll be a bang. Now they make a noise a lot up there, but there are times where it's just like, yeah, see, I just had that thought and immediately a noise happened. But a bit more of a better example, because I know there's people that are like, well, they always make noise. Okay, so a better example, hang on. A better example would be, this was back in the summer. I got on the bus and it was so peaceful and quiet, and I got thinking about how nice it was, and how for some reason I had this thought in my head of how it would be annoying or something about if someone was, thank goodness there's no one on the bus talking loudly on their phone. I just really am enjoying this peace and quiet. It's really nice. And the moment I thought that within, oh my gosh, probably 15 seconds, the bus stopped at a bus stop, and a guy got on the bus, and he's on his cell phone and he's talking so loud. And immediately I knew if I had done the thought energy work, there's a chance that that wouldn't have happened, because I had that thought. What did I do? I projected it out, and that thought didn't feel good. And so what happened was I projected out, and so it didn't feel good, and I didn't address it within myself. So since I didn't address it within myself, I projected it outward, and so now I have to face it. So I did the thought and energy work on it. I got a little annoyed, but I also laughed at myself, and it was just, if anything, it was just really interesting. I don't even think I got annoyed. I think I was just more just, that's really interesting. Okay, that's interesting. So I did the thought and energy work on it, and then all of a sudden I realized that there was a moment when when I realized that it was quiet, and I realized that it had been at least a few minutes, and I had kind of just let myself forget about it. I had just been like off in my own world. I just kind of forgot about that there was this dude talking loudly on the phone, and it was quiet. The moment, so I did the thought and energy work and I let it go, and the moment I just let myself forget about it and just let myself do my own thing, it stopped. It switched. Right? So doing that thought and energy work, you're giving that to your spirit team, and you're part of that, who you truly are is part of that. And now you've left an opening within yourself where that piece of illusion used to be. And now they can insert truth, which is love, peace, unity, thy will over my will, harmony, happiness, bliss, joy. And you start projecting that out, and that's reflected then back at you. And it can take layers and time, but it does eventually work. And this is the only thing that I know that has worked. I've had people help me with, cord cutting and energy clearing, and different types of energy work through different groups and people, and it's given me boosts, and it's helped me. And now with where I'm at, I realize what it did is just help me to see more of the magic, and help me to give me boosts within myself. But things didn't actually start changing. I was stuck in like a swirl of my own nightmare until I started actually accepting I make my reality, and I started putting in the thought and energy and shadow work. Nothing actually started changing until I started doing that. So, and then they asked, they'd asked, matter is dense energy, isn't it? And it more so is, actually, within illusion, thank you. Within illusion, energy can pretend to be dense, but within truth, there's only high vibration. There is no negative or low vibrations. So what that really is if you're interacting with an energy that's negative, it's more so, it's because we've densed our energy for this, right? So it's more so, Erik, help me with my words. And yeah, see, I want to do this. He's kicking in to help me out. He'll help me speak. So we are pretending that we're dense. Erik's going, ding. We're pretending that we're dense. We're playing with illusion of solidity and limit. That's not truth. We're melting that away. And when you're interacting with, say, another energy, I've talked about this recently, when you're interacting with another energy that's, say, a lost soul, earthbound spirit, demon, it's just another energy that's inserted itself within another hell simulation, and you're allowing your simulations to swirl together, and you guys have agreed to do this together, right? The only truth is love. The only real high vibration is high vibration. We just play with the illusion of it being low. And this illusion is it's like the lightest cloth. You can just take it and blow it away. But to us, it feels real and heavy, right? So that being said, I've been there, you guys. I used to wake up, I've talked about this before I'm pretty sure on my lives and other videos on my Facebook. I used to wake up being physically attacked, and my body had been doing stuff in its sleep that I'm embarrassed about. I'm embarrassed saying it right now, but if it's gonna help, again, I'll just fucking say it. I'll waken up having pissed myself and scratches on my back. And that stuff stopped happening when I started accepting energy only plays with as we allow it to. I make my reality. I'm projecting out my own stuff, all of that. And now I'm experiencing nothing but love. And that being said, you know, I've been putting in a lot of work, and we all are, but just focusing on me and just kind of going into some of my experiences. You know, I was very interested in past life memory stuff, or parallel life memory stuff. And that stuff started coming. I started having memories come when I first hit my awakening, and that was too much too fast, because a lot of it was illusion of, you know, attack and torture and whatnot. And so that kind of stopped for a while, and now with where I'm at, some of it's starting to come back again. And this is where, you know, what's happening now. Again, we're allowing truth online. We're melting the illusion away. And as we do that, we heal it. We heal the illusion and we melt it away. And so part of what's happening right now is all timelines are merging into one. And when you're going to get to certain nows, when you're going to start getting memories come back in sound bites and images of, you know, what you look like in your other lives and other experiences you've had, and it'll come through, you know, dreams. You know, you'll have inserted yourself into one of your parallel lives, and you wake up, you remember, this was a life I was in. I've done this life. You know, it's a memory of another life I'm in. Sound bites coming in just throughout the day, or like in meditation. More so for me, it's been like throughout the day probably, but it's been like when I'm more in a meditative state, and connecting with my team and whatnot. Just visuals, flashes of visuals. And again, there's going to be stuff that's going to be really cool and beautiful that's going to come in, but there's going to be stuff that you're going to be like, okay, that was a scary parallel life. But then that is, again, the reminder that you signed up for it. And, you know, an example that I'm talking about for me that came up recently is Exhibit 815 for myself. And this is, again, where it's so clear we make our reality. So the number 815 was very, very, very magical and very special for me, especially when I hit my awakening. So before I hit my awakening, it kind of like, I always kind of like, I noticed things and I raised my eyebrows and I was connected with stuff, and I could always channel. I just didn't realize what I was doing, making predictions. And 815 came up in several things. You know, two big examples I can think of right off the top of my head: Lost, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. 815 is a big number in that show. And then in Once Upon a Time, the clock tower is stuck at 815. And there's so many other examples, I just can't think of them right now, where 815, 815 comes up. And so I was actually really, really excited to find out what 815 meant. I was like, this is a magical number. It has to do with something about reality, and I'm really excited. And then just recently, I'm connecting with Erik, and it's a moment between him and I, and then all I hear in my head very clearly, Exhibit 815. And immediately I knew it was a soundbite from a parallel life, and I knew it, and I was getting visuals of it. And it messed me up a little bit. And the reason why it messed me up is not because I was like, something bad's happening to me now. It's because I then realized what 815 or 815 is. It was that number came from this other life where I was Exhibit 815 and I'm being auctioned off. And I've taken that number and I'm recalibrating it in this life, and I'm making it magical and beautiful. That's why it's magical and beautiful, because I'm making it magical and beautiful. I'm recalibrating it. I'm taking my power back. This is my beautiful, magical, love-filled number. I love 815. And then what I have to do too is remind myself I signed up and chose to be Exhibit 815. That was me doing that. Nothing and no one can do anything to me that I don't want. I signed up for that. Why? I haven't dug deep enough quite into that. But I know it's for various reasons. Like, we can go into the general, various reasons to play the role of there we go. This is a big one. Play the role of forgiveness. Be able to play, not the role, play the part of truth and special called forgiveness. Love. We don't, at the end of the day, there's nothing to forgive, but part of bringing truth online is, and healing the illusion as we melt it away, is forgiving. And forgiving is an element of love. They played that role for me so I could play the role of victim. I wanted to play the role of victim, so I got to. And now I also get to play the part of special truth, love, called forgiveness, and compassion, and empathy. Empathy is, what is empathy? It's part of truth, but it's also part of illusion. We're not to take on other people's shit. At the same time, having that understanding and understanding of what others go through leads to compassion, right? And so moments like that allow you to step into that part of love. And then that's unconditional love. Being able to let it go no matter what's happened to you, still saying, I love you. I see you. I know who you truly are, and I see you. And you just played a role for me. I get to do that. And it's actually really cool and freeing when you think about it. So that being said, I've been putting in a lot of work on myself, and that's, like I said, that stuff stopped happening when I started all that. And what I'm experiencing now is really, really cool. So just to go into some of my experiences, and then, I just kind of want to see if Erik or Maitland or Robin or Yeshua or anyone wants to tune in and say anything. So, when I first started realizing, when I first woke up and I realized what I can do, I was laying in my bed the one day on my side, and Erik on my back, I think it was in the middle of my back, I can't remember, but on my back, he took his finger and 1, 2, 3, just strokes on my finger, on my back, and then he did 1 like that, and on each of my legs. I think I've talked about this before. He was just showing me what it feels like when he touches me like that, so I can kind of, it's like working with an animal or a person or whatever that's kind of like blind and deaf, and you're trying to teach them how this is how I communicate with you, and this is what this feels like, and this is what this means, and all that kind of stuff, right? So sorry, I'm getting caught up on something. I'm just sorry. Okay, so and when I first, even before that, that's when he was starting to come on really strong. Before that, it felt like, if you guys ever feeling like it feels like little spiders or insects crawling on you, like what, looking, there's nothing there, you're starting to tune into spirit touching you. It started off very, very light for me, very subtle, that I'd get this feeling of energy going over my tongue, and I'd just be like, what's, and now the energy in my mouth, it's like I get hit with like freaking numbing agent in my mouth. It's so strong, the feeling of energy in my mouth, and that's like huge, like, again, like symbol of communication and connection, and it's really cool. So let's see. Oh, one thing that I also wanted to mention to you before I go into more of those experiences, there's always equal energy exchange. And actually, I'm kind of feeling like maybe Erik and Robin, Maitland, Yeshua, one of them, someone's going to want to step forward and talk about this. So I think I'll circle back to that. But there's always equal energy exchange. You don't have to utilize money. Money's energy as well, and it only has power if we give it power. We can't be drained. So, and that's an old paradigm that's melting away, because there's always something in it for the medium, the channeler, the reader. Whether it's a message, the person that you're giving the reading for, they're helping train you and bettering your abilities, helping bring more of your abilities online. There's many times where I'll do a reading for free, and then I'll eventually, within a few weeks, I'll end up doing a live, and someone will end up donating me money, or something happens where I'm given something back in some way. I'm always given something in some way, whether it's a clear message, it was a good training session for me, or I'm given some sort of material compensation for what I've done. It's really cool. I'm never in any place where I've given and I haven't received back. Now, is there sometimes the illusion where I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to like step back a little bit and, just, focus on me and not give so much? Yes, absolutely. But I recognize that's me draining myself, and I just need to do the thought and energy work on that. You can't actually be drained. You are God. You are limitless. We are bringing truth online now. Erik and Robin, Erik like boops at my nose a lot. I mean, he'll stroke it too, but Erik usually boops and Robin strokes, and it really feels just like little like tingles. It feels like light tingles. It feels like tingles on the tip of my nose, and it also feels just like a brushing and tingling down the bridge of my nose. I'm actually feeling it now too, often where I can feel them like literally stroking my hair. And my hairline, and there's been several times now too where it's been particularly Erik will be sitting there and I can feel him just brushing my face with his fingers like this, and it feels like it feels like fingers, but it's energetic, and it's not even tingly. It's just this soft stroking, and it's just relaxation and calming. When they massage you, I've talked about this before, it can feel like tense machines like on your neck and shoulders or whatever, but so much stronger, but there's no pain. It just feels good. The way they can relax you, it's like you're beyond melting into the couch or bed. It's beyond words. I'm starting to see my reflection in my mirror smirking at me again and winking at me, images moving, and smiling at me. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm feeling my bed move when they sit beside me on the bed or lay down beside me, literally feeling the bed move. Holding my hands, it'll be literally like just this pressure. Like sometimes it gets so strong that it doesn't hurt, but the squeezing is so strong, and it's just this pressure, and you can feel in your hand and around your hand, and it's soft and it's warm and it's tingly, and oftentimes then you feel it go, literally the energy going up your arm and then down your back and throughout your whole body. It's so cool. Let's see. I made notes because I'm like, I'm gonna forget, there's so much. There was for tickling. Like right there, it literally help me with my words. It literally felt like, it feels like I'm being poked, like, and tickled. Like I can't even, like, it's just tickling on my freaking waist. It literally feels like there'll be times that they'll get like right in my ribs and just fucking go at my ribs. It'll be like with my foot, like it'll be like there's a hand just goes, like a finger just goes whoop right down the middle of your foot. Oh my god. Yeah. For a while there, it's not happening as much now, but I was getting a lot of shots in my spine, and it'd start off like there'd be a little tingly spot on the spine. It would feel good at first, and then it would start to tickle, and then it would start to itch, and then it started to hurt. Aha. And then I would kind of get really, really, really cold. And I'd have to get cuddled up in like my sweater, and like I'd be shivering, and then eventually I'd relax and pass out. So that was interesting when that happened, but that doesn't happen so much anymore. And again, I knew what it was. It never felt scary or bad. I knew I was playing with the illusion of that way. I know it doesn't have to play that way. I chose to play it that way. I recognize that. And it always gave me a boost after. Things were always stronger after. So I always appreciated it, as much as that there was times where I'm like, no, not again. But I'm like, okay, fine, let's do it, because like I appreciate it. And I appreciate what it brings online. So let's see here. Yeah, I've talked about this before. I'll be in a fog, and it's more than obvious. I make my reality as I'm thinking. And then, when I'm walking, it's more like things are being pulled to me rather than I'm moving toward it. Telepathy is coming online to speak out loud so often now. It's like, and I'm starting to feel it now that I'm talking about it. It's like, I swear to God, it's like I could stop moving my mouth and you'd still hear me speaking. And it makes me dizzy, and it makes this all feel like a dream. And it's beyond trippy. It's oftentimes becoming beyond trippy when I speak. There's times when I go to turn my lights on and off just by snapping my fingers. I'm like, I don't have clap on, clap off lights. I never have. Like, what is this? What is this? Because I should be able to, that light should turn off right now. We have that ability. Seeing blurs, shapes, orbs, colors, flashes of lights, strokes of light, all that stuff. Yeah. That's happening often. And then, experiences with the galactics. I'll go into my bedroom, I'll be sitting there, and it's like my room changes around me, and I can see, it's not like I'm necessarily seeing it with my eyes, but it's so strong visually, and you can feel it, and you can feel the energy change. My room has literally changed. I'm like, well, I'm in a spaceship now. You know, it's I can feel it, and I'm on this bed, and I'm with my team and my galactic family, and we're working together, and they're working on healing on me, working on healing me. So that's actually really cool. It's and that's more proof as what I've talked about, and I'm just like, when I clicked in, I was like, oh my god, this is stuff I've talked about. You know, it really is. We can change it. Like, right now I could just change it that I'm sitting outside somewhere. You know, I just haven't tapped into that ability yet. It's there. I have that ability. I just haven't brought it online for myself yet. And when I go into my bedroom, and all of a sudden my bedroom is like, I'm sitting there, I haven't fallen asleep, and all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I'm in the middle of a spaceship. Like, I'm like, clearly, like, this is a thing, right? And then I'll be laying there, and I'll be in a meditative state, or connecting with my team. They'll be working on me, and then all of a sudden I'll get a strong visual of different types of galactics, ones that I've never seen before. Like, because you can look up different galactics online, and you can see what different races look like. But there's some that I've never seen before, and Erik's always there, and he'll just put an arm out in front of them. Not because it's like, because I can feel, it's not because I'm about to get attacked. It's for me, for my reassurance of, you're okay, you're safe, nothing's gonna happen. Like, you know, I appreciate that. It's for my reassurance that everything's okay, which I can feel it is, but I appreciate them giving me that visual along with it. You know, I've talked about this before. My team was working on me, and all of a sudden I got a strong visual of the reptilians, and I had a quick flash of fear for a second, and then I was just like, hang on a second, no, we literally share the same consciousness. We're not here to box in anyone and judge anything anymore. We're bringing truth online. We're melting illusion away. These are our family too. I am one of them. I've played the role of reptilian. And so I was like, no, I see you, and I love you, and thank you. And they were just there healing me with the rest of my team, and the next day through my mentor. And I could feel it too. I could just feel it too. They thanked me for seeing them. You know, I've had tall grays and small grays, or whatever. I'm so sorry. they just popped in right now. I can feel them laughing. A tall gray and a short gray are like the short gray stand from the tall gray, and they're just laughing. They're like, it's okay. You know, I'm getting tickles. Exactly. You know, they've come in, and I can feel the love, and they're just working with my team. They're part of my family. They're healing me. You know, it's so cool. I feel nothing but love. It actually makes me want to cry. It's so much love, and it's so beautiful, and it's so cool, and I'm so thankful. About 2 years ago, I dreamt I was in the astral. I was standing outside of my backyard, and this massive, massive spaceship was hovering over my house. And I mean, I'm always asking for them to come visit and like take me away, which they always do. I just, you know, if you're asking for them to come take you away, they do. They come take you on vacation, but you just don't have the memory for it. You know, they just you just suppress the memory, and you'll start getting them back. They fulfill, and it's not like you're being abducted. It's not anything bad. It's just you asked to be taken away, and so you board the ship, and you get to leave this for a little bit and go on a little bit of vacation, go for healing, reunite with your family, relax. Like, it's beautiful. It's love, right? And so I had that memory come. I'm standing in my backyard with my friend, and this massive ship comes, and I'm holding onto her arm, and I look up, and I'm like, and the thing is, I knew nothing bad was happening, but it was just like so big, and it was just like, whoa, this is real. And I was just like, I'm scared. And immediately, the moment I said I'm scared, it was gone. Because they don't want to scare us. It wasn't meant to scare me. It was my family. They were fulfilling my request. I asked for them to come, and of course, the moment I said, oh, I'm scared, you know. And then I went inside, and then I had that feeling of, oh, I kind of wish they came back, and they were back. And then right away I was like, no, I'm a little scared. I want them to go. And immediately they left. They're like, well, yeah, make up your mind, girl. You know. And then recently too, I had fallen asleep in this, and then I was then I was in the astral. It was in a parallel reality, however you want to call it, and I was standing outside again with a friend, and we look up at the sky, and there's this one big giant plane that's like beyond, like either like super military industrial or like galactic, and then there's like a smaller plane, and then in front of the planes this black hole forms in our sky, and the sky started getting weird, and the plane started like getting warping and getting weird, and then a black hole formed, and it might have had to do with the planes. I can't remember. And then like a bunch of the planets and stuff started getting sucked into our sky, and then our sun started getting sucked into it, but then it was pulsed back out toward us, and everyone started freaking out. But I was like, okay, I know what this is. Like, it's okay. Like, just go home. So I went back into my apartment and I laid in my bed on my side, and I laid with Erik, and I held onto his hands, and I just looked at him, and I was just like, I'm just meeting up with you. I'm just meeting up with you. And everything's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And I'm waiting for this hit and for this transition. And I finally, and so I closed my eyes. So I'm looking at Erik, I closed my eyes, and through my eyelids, everything's getting brighter and brighter and brighter, like this white light. And I'm waiting, I'm waiting for this hit and for this transition to happen. And I'm bracing myself, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I'm just like, finally I decided to just open my eyes, and I opened them in this. And I'm just like, huh? And I've had other friends that have memories similar to where, you know, the Galactics have come down and we're all getting on the ships, and people like my friends and myself are reassuring everyone it's okay. This is like our family, we're being taken off. And that's why people are freaking out about the Earth being like dying and everything. I'm like, guys, we're not on Earth anymore. We're on planet X, Oink, New Earth, whatever you want to talk about it, call it. It's just our memories aren't there yet because people are still clinging onto illusion too much, and they're like some people are still freaking out about the fact that we were taken away by Galactics and we were on a spaceship and now we're on a different planet. You know, it's because we're still clinging to illusion, but we're melting that away. You know, it's, so that was a big memory of that happening. Plus on top of it, that thing with the sun engulfing everything, that's constantly happening. We just don't have the memories of it. The sun is constantly engulfing us and refreshing, and we're constantly reality jumping and bringing this online, and it's really, really, really cool. So yeah, it's all these old paradigms are melting away. You know, I've had a few people asking me over the past few months as well about past life regression and reworking memories from this timeline and other timelines and whatnot. And absolutely, if you're feeling the pull and the urge to go to someone and help you do a past life hypnosis regression and you want to rework that, absolutely go ahead. You can do it yourself though too. Literally simple as visual. I have a visual memory. I was this is before I even knew about Erik, but it was Erik, and now I know it's Erik. And me and this dude are hanging out, and I'm not going to get into detail, but basically I got triggered by something that he had said, because I didn't realize it was Erik. And so I was just like, I told, get the fuck out. And I could see him in his white hoodie and black jeans, and he's got his hands in his front pocket, and he just calmly walks out. And now that I know that it's Erik, I feel so bad. And so what I constantly, oftentimes, I put myself back in that visual, and as he's walking the room, I'm like, wait, no, come back. I'm sorry, I know it's you now. And I pull him back, and we rework that memory. You can do it yourself. That your imagination, that's why Erik and Robin and Maitland and everyone's like, be within childlike imagination, awe, wonder, play. Your imagination is extremely powerful. Part of what I'm here to do is help remind you guys, you are God and you are limitless. You can do it yourself, and it's as simple as visuals. But what's more important, not even more important, but crucial, what's crucial is doing the thought and energy work. Because you can go back and you can rework those visuals and those memories as much as you want, but that's not going into why am I so triggered over what happened. I chose to play it that way. So why am I upset with how I played it? Why am I triggered by this, this, and this? What is the reasoning why I am clinging to that? Because that's illusion I'm playing with. And I got to face that, face the reasonings, face my shit within that, and let it go. Melt it, heal it, melt it, learn from it, let it go. Now you project out truth. All timelines are merging into one. There is no past, there is no future. There's only an ever present now. All of it played out, but none of it happened. The only thing real and true is love. You've played victim, you've played aggressor, you have been a galactic, you've been reptilian, you've been those grays, you've been what you would call a demon, you've been the aggressor, you've been the victim, you've been male, you've been female, you've been rock, you've been fae, you've been dolphin, you've been Bigfoot, you've been all of it. All of it. The only thing real and true is love. So, and 2023, I keep getting very strongly, 2023 is a big, we are really starting to get to the root shadow and the root illusions for the collective, like this is the mass scale that we're working on now. This is like the deep shit we're getting through. So there's going to be some big lessons that we're choosing to face this year at the same time. And it's going to be the illusion of difficulty. It doesn't have to be difficult. We choose to make it difficult, but we're making it easier until the point that it does get easy. So just remember, when those big lessons that we choose to face surface, when those illusions come at us hard and strong this year, remember, you signed up for it. It's because you're projecting out something that needs to heal within yourself, and you have more than enough strength and love to be able to get through it. And what's really cool is the fact that truth, new earth, all this stuff is coming online. We're going to start seeing that bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more and more. This is happening now. We are bringing this online now. It's really cool. So if you're seeing the illusion of chaos around you, when you're seeing people in the mode of suffering, I've been feeling it too. I've been seeing it too. You know, I have my moments where I'm like, how are people affording to live? But I'm just like, leading to system collapse, blank slate, new earth. And it's exciting. It is so exciting. And the people like myself who are on this level of awareness, like, and there's many of us, I'm not the only one. We're aware of this, and we need to not be afraid. We know that we don't even need to be afraid. You know, we've got our teams, we're taken care of. Everything that we need will be brought to us. We just need to surrender. And then when we get there, when we get through this murk, when we get through this final frickin' stretch, we're soaring. And then we can stand there and hold our arms out, helping those help themselves come in after us. Right? So yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I know that this is stuff that I've talked about before, but I was just really getting the urge to talk about it again. And I kind of feeling like Maitland kind of wants to come in and talk about equal energy exchange and whatnot. I don't want to keep it for too much longer. This is getting to be a long video. So just quickly, Maitland, if you want to just quickly come in and just say what you want to say. I'm telling her, she's trying to do a whole thing about, you know, I surrender everything to you, and she's trying to do a whole thing. I'm like, you got this. It's you don't need to do it as complicated. You're doing it, so you're good. Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly just come in and talk to you guys about just reality and all of this energy and all this stuff. You know, you really can't be drained. That really is an illusion that you're playing with yourself, and that is an old paradigm that's melting away. There is always equal energy exchange, like Chantel was saying. There can't not be. Remember, you all share the same consciousness. You're signing up for everything that you're going through. Now, if the illusion of boundaries is needed, then absolutely you can utilize those boundaries. But then again, like Chantel talks about, it's also really important to make sure that you're zooming out and remembering what the truth is in it, that you did sign up for it, and that there are lessons there, and you got to work on yourself and heal it, because you're just going to keep facing these projections until you do face it and work on it. So yeah, you guys got this. You guys got this. And you wouldn't be hearing it if you weren't ready for it, right? So 2023 is going to be a really, really big, interesting year. You guys really are working on like the really deep root cause of your shadows and your illusion and your baggage and your restrictions. And this is seeping into the mass scale of things, like Chantel just said. And what's really cool is what's being brought online. So you guys are going to have your moments where you're within the illusion of some really tough stuff you're going to have to face and work through, your projections. At the same time, you guys are making it easier on yourselves, and you're bringing us online more and more, and you're surrendering to us more and more. And you really are brought everything you need. And what you are bringing online is really, really, really cool. And it's coming online stronger. And so as much as these illusions are surfacing, they're going to feel pretty tough, because it is the deep root cause of things. You know, you're getting into that deep root stuff. What is coming online in parallel to that, as you melt that away, because then you're bringing it offline, right? It's going to go away. And so what's coming online is really cool. It's really cool. It's really exciting. It's beyond what you guys can really even quite fully imagine right now, which is good though, because then you're not trying to put up expectations, which puts up blocks, and you're in a space of surrender, and then you get to be surprised. Surprises are always fun. Surprises are always fun. If anyone doesn't like surprises, it's just because, again, you're playing with illusion. We always bring good surprises. It's always going to be good surprises. If it doesn't feel like it's good, it's illusion you're playing with, and it's not true. And Chantel's starting to drool. So, okay, I'm going to let Chantel come back. I love you all very much. You all got this, one now at a time. Do your thought and energy and shadow work. That's the most crucial and essential. That really is the only job you guys got. Chantel talks about that. That really is only the job you guys got, is to do thought and energy, shadow work, and then just be. Just be within love, play, joy, happiness, childlike wonder. Use your imaginations and play. We're telling you that is beyond more powerful than you realize. That is beyond more powerful. You have the power within yourself. You are God and you are limitless. You can do it all yourself. Absolutely go to other humans if you're feeling that pull and that need to, and then work on remembering that you are God and you can do it all yourself and you are limitless. Okay? Do the thought and energy and shadow work. You got this. I love you. I'm with you. Talk to me and lean on me. Surrender. Because remember, when you surrender, you're surrendering to who you truly are too. It's not just your spirit team. It's you. All right? I love you all. I love you. Bye. Hey, oh, I'm hot. Okay. Ooh, I'm sweating a little bit. All right, there we go. I hope you guys got something out of that. Again, I know a lot of this is stuff I've talked about before and I talk about often. It's just I did get a prompt to share it, so I'm sharing it for a reason. Stuff is important. It's cool. It's beautiful. And yeah, you guys remember, you're God, you're limitless. We literally all share the same consciousness. To box in or judge anyone is to do as such to yourself, to do as such to God. We're all helping walk each other home arm in arm, and no one gets left behind or forgotten. This is your magical mystery movie made for you, by you. So own it and rock the shit out of it. All right. I love you guys. And as always, have a wonderful now.